Ladies and gentlemen, Cat, get off. Welcome back to This is a Sports Podcast with our faces. This is Christian, I'm Logan, and this is Spock. Thank you, Spock.
Yeah.
So we just got back from a Red Sox-Rangers baseball game at Arlington, what is it, Globe Life
Field at
Field?
Rangers Live.
Beautiful stadium. And on the way back, we got
This
some...
will be posted on Twitter, I promise.
And yes, and a little something special. But anyways, we hit up world famous Texas famous Buc-ee's.
I think there's like one in Oklahoma. I guess it can be world famous.
America famous Buc-ee's. Not sponsored. Buc-ee's. You know what to do. Anyways, we decided to do a little taste test of...
Before we get to the sports stuff.
Yeah, because why not?
We already recorded an episode of the podcast, the normal podcast, earlier today, before we went to Buc-ee's to get food. So now we have weird things to taste.
Yep, and we'll save the craziest for last.
Where's the other soda?
It's in here.
All right.
So first up, we have grape crush water. No, not grape crush.
Watermelon Crush.
Watermelon Crush. This is
Never had it. Never seen it.
You know, I didn't think it'd
Maybe
take us this
experience.
quickly to become basic, but here we are.
Next thing you know, we're gonna be doing tier lists.
I thought that was the plan. I thought we were gonna do that first.
Good sizzle.
Oh, mine was short.
ASMR.
I hate myself. Anyways, ooh, it smells like a. It smells like a. It smells like a watermelon.
It smells like a watermelon Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah, if it tastes like a watermelon Sour
If it
Patch Kid,
tastes like watermelon Sour Patch Kids, I'm gonna.
10 out of 10. I'm gonna buy a 12-pack.
I'm trying to go on a diet, dude.
I'm trying to drink soda less too. All right. Cheers.
It tastes like a watermelon Sour Patch Kid.
That is really good.
Oh my gosh.
We're starting out strong. Okay. So fizz is a 10. It's good carbonation.
Tastes about an 8.
Yeah. If it was a little bit of sour, and then sweet. So basically, if Sour Patch Kids made a watermelon soda.
Yeah. Spock, what do you have to say on the matter? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna ease up to the hard stuff. All right. So
Those
next,
were just for me, honestly.
Next we got Dr. Pepper Cotton Candy.
Not sponsored. Dr. Pepper, you know what to do. You don't like Dr. Pepper, right?
I hate Dr. Pepper sodas.
Because it tastes bad, or because it's just overdone?
I've never really liked the taste, and also
Power of teamwork.
it's like one of those things where like it just goes right down the throat instead of just kind of like it's a weird thing. Oh, what's it smell like?
It smells like sugar.
I'm on a diet.
Today was not the day.
It smells like ballpark cotton candy.
Yeah.
I'll go first since I don't like Dr. Pepper.
Here.
Oh, this looks. Oh my goodness. This
Save
looks
your
like
reactions.
This looks like the fiberglass that you find in your attic.
It feels like the fiberglass that you find in your
Oh
attic.
my goodness.
Okay. Wow.
Tastes like soda.
It's not supposed to taste like soda. It's supposed to taste like
Oh.
Dr. Pepper.
I'm starting to get the Dr. Pepper taste.
It does taste like Dr. Pepper a little bit.
It's better as cotton candy. I will say that.
That's wild. I mean, it's like the flavor. It was easy to like replicate, but the fact that it's like that I can eat Dr. Pepper.
I think for this last thing, we're just gonna have to try and keep normal conversation going while we eat it.
I'm a fan of that.
And it's beef jerky, so Spock's gonna want to be all up in that because he loves him some beef jerky.
Didn't you get like hot Cheez-Its first?
Oh no, I just got hot and spicy Cheez-Its. I know what those taste like. I get those all the time.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay.
That's normal.
Can you hold my mic?
I can hold the mic.
Keep them away from each other. I don't know if it'll like cause you back or anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Christian from Logan's Mic. Logan's Mic Christian here.
You're not gonna like this.
So, what we got was ghost pepper beef jerky. Oh boy, how's the spice smell? It smells like my teriyaki beef jerky that I always get.
It smells really good.
All right, so what we're gonna talk about? We chow down on this
Do you think it's gonna be super spicy, or do you think it's just gonna be like flavor spicy?
I don't know. The NFL draft was tonight.
Yeah, there was some fire picks tonight. See what I did there?
I did. First overall pick, Jacksonville Jaguars selected Trevor Lawrence.
No surprise there.
Out of Clemson. Oh, instant hot. That is spicy.
So I was. Zach Wilson picked second.
Zach Wilson, New York Jets, second pick. Oh my gosh.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm chilling. This is good. I feel like I'm gonna regret this. Oh, it went down the throat.
With the third pick of the draft, the San Francisco 49ers took Trey Lance. Even though everybody thought it was between Mac Jones or Justin Fields, my tongue is on fire. How are you doing this?
I like it.
I love the taste, but I am in pain.
It's like the beans.
And the Bears traded up, and then they took Justin Fields. And hopefully Justin Fields can do better as a Bear than Mitchell Trubisky did.
I agree. I have no idea who that is. Oh, I know who Mitchell Trubisky is.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky. You know I'm going to have more of that. Dude, you're knocking everything over.
No, I've knocked one thing over.
Oh, my water. I did bring my water up here.
So, verdict on the... oh, my gosh. Wow. Okay, that hit me now.
Oh, it just took a second. Okay.
Yeah, uh-huh. If I start sweating, then we need to stop the podcast. Stop the podcast. So, flavor on the...
The flavor's good. It's just really hot.
Yeah. And it's got, you know, like when you have really spicy foods and you breathe out and it's really hot?
Yeah.
That's happening right now.
Spock, you don't want that. Trust me. I don't want to find blood in the litter box.
I might start crying of how, like, because
don't
I had
cry,
more than you
Logan.
did.
Please don't cry. Do we need to make this even? Do I need to grab more? Do you need water?
I might. It's not like I'll be fine in terms of like
I'll put that there in case you need
in
it.
terms of health, but I cannot have more than like one piece at like every 10 minutes.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this setup is not going to be the normal setup if you start seeing our faces all the time. This is only like this because Logan is in town. I don't know how many of you guys know this. We have 3 listeners that I'm referring.
I kept it on the download that I was traveling out here. Not because of like the paparazzi or anything, but
Logan and I live. How many states are there between us? New Mexico and Colorado. 2
something like
states
that.
away.
Yeah.
And he came down here for the purpose of watching the Red Sox game.
And we figured, why not?
Why not record a couple episodes of the podcast? Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that was like one of the big. I texted him. I was like, I'm gonna bring my mic.
And then I bought a mic. So that's what happened.
Yeah. So.
I set everything up.
So.
I feel like I'm breathing really heavy into this mic. I've never had to talk into a mic before.
Well, if you hear some of my podcasts, you can hear me just like you're in the middle of talking, and I'm like, you just.
I might need to let the cat out.
I'm a big fan of this crushed watermelon.
Come here, baby. Spock's just trying to steal the show. He wants the attention.
Meow for the. Can I get an hour?
It's Ara. Gosh, I'm a weeb.
Okay, so a little distracted with the pain.
Let's get back to sports. Let's talk about the game.
That was a really fun baseball game. I know. So the outcome was 4-1 Red Sox. Nope. 4-1 Rangers. Red Sox lost.
I called 2 home runs. I said, we're about to have a home run. And you know what happened? Rangers hit a home run. Jose Trevino hit it in the Red Sox bullpen right next to where we were sitting. I was on live TV. Go look up Jose Trevino's home run from April 29th, 2021. Look for the kid in the blue right next to the bullpen.
I was there too.
I pump my fist. That's me.
I was over on the bench. Get out of there.
Yeah, you were over on the bench.
I was sitting down because I didn't feel the need to celebrate a home run that wasn't my team, but I was clapping.
I mean, you might not have been sad, but you look sad in
the 8-bit video that was taken of me.
Yeah.
I'll put up a picture on the screen.
And then later, I said Jose Trevino was going to hit his first home run of the season, this at bat, and then he did it. And then a couple innings later, I was like, kind of Falefa's going deep right here, and kind of Falefa went deep right there, straightaway center.
Yeah, and then
good game. Kyle Gibson, surprisingly good outing, only had 4 strikeouts.
He pitched like what, 5 innings?
Yeah, he pitched through 6.
That's a lot.
And then we had a new pitcher for the 7th.
Are you still in pain, or is it just me?
My mouth has calmed down a little bit. He struck out 4 over 6 innings. It's not bad. He's not really known for being a strikeout pitcher.
Hey, but if he can do that for the rest of the season and put out good outings, then you guys might have a chance at the playoffs.
I mean, Kyle Gibson is now 3-0 on the season. We just need the rest of our rotation to step it up.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the rest of your rotation did all right tonight. I mean, your closer killed it.
Well, I didn't know that Ian Kennedy was our closer because he used to be a starter for Kansas City and San Diego Padres.
Do you think it's something they're just trying out, or?
I think it might be something of Ian Kennedy in his old age not being able to go further into ball games. He's like, just throw me out there for an inning. Let me close out games now.
Yeah. I mean, you remember Brad Ziegler on the Red Sox? He used to play for the Diamondbacks.
I remember the name.
He was a submarine pitcher.
This is the Rangers doing the opposite of what they did to Neftali Feliz. They turned him from a closer into a starter, and he blew out his elbow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this will numb the pain. I had too much.
Yeah.
I literally bit off more than I could chew.
So the Rangers winning tonight was payback for Logan cheating in 2K.
I challenged a call.
You challenged a call, and somehow
they overturned it.
The refs were right in the first place, and then they overturned it.
It was crunch time. I had to take a chance.
Gobert nearly tackled my guy.
I won, and that's all that matters.
By like 5 points.
No, it was like 10.
Both of our scores started with 8. It was 80-something to 80-something.
Okay. I beat you by 7 then. All I know is that I won. I'm not mad.
We're not great at sports podcasts, are we?
We're not bad at sports podcasts.
We're just not good at sticking to sports. Like the actual sports.
Okay. Now let's talk about this. Kevin Porter Jr.
No, you gotta... Okay.
Kevin Porter Jr. dropped a career-high 50 points on the Bucks, the team that drafted him. And the rest of the Rockets also went off. Christian Wood had 31 points and 11 rebounds, 7 rebounds, something
Bucks
like that.
also had Christian Wood at one point.
Yep. Kelly Olynyk had 24 and 13.
Olynyk's on the Rockets?
Yep.
When did this happen?
Trade deadline for the Oladipo trade. And honestly, I don't think the Rockets can't do that every night, but
there's no way they're making the playoffs. They've already been eliminated.
Yeah, but if Christian Wood and Kevin Porter Jr. can play to some extent in the future,
they'll be
future's bright.
Back 10th place in the West next year.
But here's my thought process. If you have that core operating at a high level and you have other rookies and sophomores coming in, and
they're going to be in the lottery. They have a really good chance of getting the first overall pick.
Cade Cunningham is looking really good. Evan Mobley. Well, they need a point guard, and Cade Cunningham is that guy.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham's like a...
He's going to be able to give it to Christian Wood at Kevin Porter Jr.
Cade Cunningham reminds me of like a Ben Simmons, Magic Johnson archetype with like a Rudy Gay scoring mentality. Are you going for it? Yeah. I'm done for the night. That was really good, but I'm in pain.
If we can't eat this all tonight, I will have my class taste tested tomorrow.
Okay, but save me some because I like that. That's good flavor. It's just that it kind of stabs you in the tongue.
Well, amazing flavor. Wow, what a mistake.
So Yeah, I think the Rockets have a good chance at obviously a lottery pick. It comes back harder after you've had a bit, right?
Keep talking basketball. Give me a minute.
I could talk basketball all day. Um, Timberwolves also have a good chance at a lottery pick, but knowing their odds, they're gonna like end up with like the eighth pick. Honestly, if I were the Timberwolves, get my lottery pick, trade down. Because you guys have had your chance with lottery, and you have shown that you cannot draft. I mean, Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns were a hit, but I don't think it's because of your development team. I think it's just because they're that talented. This is a Christian podcast, just so you know. So watch your language, just in case. If you want to leave and swear, that's fine. I will not be mad at that. This is your household.
Oh, my parents don't like it either.
Anyways,
I let one slip, and I'm sorry.
did the camera catch it? Did you guys catch it?
Oh, dang, it's recording everything.
Anyways,
Where's the water?
if I were the Timberwolves, I would trade my lottery pick and D'Lo for someone like Bradley Beal.
And D'Lo?
You could get Bradley Beal with that.
I don't doubt you could get.
Although I don't think
D'Lo.
I don't think Bradley Beal wants to leave. Maybe if you
I
got
want to get rid of D'Lo.
D'Lo is not. I don't think D'Lo fits. I think he's good, but I don't think he fits.
I mean, I'll give you that.
Maybe you could get somebody like because like point guards, really good point guards are hard to come by these days. I think if you could get
everyone can shoot the three now.
yeah, but if you could like either take a chance on somebody like when they traded Paul George for Oladipo and Oladipo had his All-Star season. Obviously, I don't think Oladipo is gonna. Are you going back for the Dr. Pepper?
Yeah. Just keep talking basketball.
Okay, save me some. I really like where Minnesota's at in the rebuild because this season is really what makes or breaks their rebuild.
They've beat some impressive teams. They beat the Jazz the other week.
That was a fluke. Well, okay, the Jazz sold hard. Rudy Gobert got beat on the play, and that shouldn't have happened. But it's whatever.
Okay, I think I'm good to actually conversate now.
Cool. But yeah. So Timberwolves this season could really... They also need to trade for pieces because they have a solid big three with Anthony Edwards and Russell and Cat. They just need to build around them. They need a big man, so maybe they go after Evan Mobley out of USC. I knew that hurt. Oh.
The cough didn't hurt.
The hot breath? No? Okay. I think I'm out of the shot here. So Evan Mobley out of USC, if they get a top 3 pick, keep that pick. But if you fall out of the top 3,
yeah, you're trading that pick.
I would look at trading it because you're not going to get a lot of value.
Trade it and who's a good guy they could get?
I'm
thinking they
Andre Drummond.
Center. Yeah, they could try and get Andre Drummond.
Because Andre Drummond isn't the man. He isn't the All-Star he used to be, but he can block shots.
And the Lakers would love to have that 8th round pick. That
8th overall pick.
There we go, I got it out.
Well, you'd have to give him another piece, so maybe like Naz Reid or something, or you try and develop Naz Reid and see if he can become a full-time center. Naz Reid's been killing it. So it's kind of they have a few options, and I'm excited to see where they go with that. Who else? The Celtics are not doing well as well.
Oh, I can talk about that. The feel-good story of the year, though. The Suns have clinched a playoff spot, the number 2 seed in the West.
First time since 2010.
I don't think it's guaranteed it's going to be the number 2 seed, but they're guaranteed to make the playoffs at this point.
Does Chris Paul deserve an MVP nod?
He deserves to be in the conversation.
But he doesn't deserve MVP.
I don't think he's going to get it.
I think Chris Paul has been one of the most valuable players in the NBA since he was a rookie. His nickname is literally the point god.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't get more obvious than that.
Top 10 point guard all time?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, glad we agree on that. Devin Booker has been really good. I really like DeAndre Ayton. I've been a fan of that kid since he was in Arizona.
I mean, all they needed
Was Chris Paul.
was that one piece to tie it all together.
I mean, you got, what, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Frank Kaminsky.
Frank the Tank still in the league?
Yep.
Frank the Tank.
We
Shout
have
out real NBA quotes.
You have shoot, why can't I remember who else is on the Suns?
I know he's not on the Suns anymore, but I keep thinking about Steve Nash.
Wait, we've talked about the Nets enough on this podcast. They almost lost. Well, they didn't almost lose. They pretty handily beat the Pacers tonight. That's all about that.
The Pacers, is that impressive?
Do you think that the Nets can come out on top in the East? And if they make it out of the East,
I don't think the Nets are beating the 76ers, to be completely honest.
do you think the Sixers are making it to the finals?
Depends upon when in the playoffs those two teams meet.
Do you think it's inevitable?
I think it's inevitable. Those two teams are going to meet in the playoffs, barring a gigantic upset with whoever faces the Sixers.
I am
Nets
hoping.
in the first round.
I am hoping and praying the Knicks and the Nets have a playoff series. I will watch every game of that.
If that's round one and the Nets blow it, and the Knicks come out victorious,
Nets all the way. Knicks all the way.
I'm rocking Knicks all the way to the finals.
I don't care. Okay, well,
Shout out Spike Lee.
I gotta go for my Jazz, right?
I said all the way to the finals, not to win the finals.
Okay. Could you imagine Julius Randle?
Finals MVP. Put that right next to his name.
That would be.
He deserves it.
I think
Julius Randle is playing amazing this season.
if I, okay,
my voice too monotone. I feel like my voice might be too monotone.
do what you gotta do, man. I can carry you. I'm LeBron.
LeBum.
Little Mickey. I think that if injuries carry on the way they go and the Knicks get lucky and nothing happens to their players, they might be able to pull an upset.
Number one reason I want the Knicks to win it all. Rose deserves a final. Rose
Yes.
deserves a ring.
Yeah. Imagine if you had a game winner, Game 7.
Imagine if you did it against LeBron again.
Sheesh.
I remember that playoff game.
Game 5?
That was the first NBA playoff game I ever watched.
The first playoff game I ever watched, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with my dad. I think it was after we saw Kung Fu Panda.
You were in town for that game.
Was that?
I think that might have been when Grandma died.
Okay. Was that 2015? I thought that was 20. No, it might have been 2015, 2013.
2015.
Okay.
I started watching basketball around 2015.
Makes sense. But yeah.
Because I remember we went outside.
And I was 13.
Yeah, we went outside to the hoop I had in my driveway. And I was like, Rose just threw, like, I went kind of far away. I was like, Rose just threw it up like this, and I actually made it. And I was like,
I do vaguely remember
I'm
that.
Derrick Rose.
I remember that was the first time I heard about Steph Curry. Was at your house. I was like, who the heck is this Steph Curry guy? And he won the finals that year. I was like, oh, he's good.
Little did we know.
He'd be the greatest point guard of all time.
I think Steph Curry's already top 4.
At least. Westbrook is top 2.
I love Brody. I love the man. I love his competitive spirit. I love how he's hustling every play.
No, my top 3.
I'm not gonna give him top 2.
My top 3 point guards right now. No, Westbrook's not our cuz. I was just kidding.
Oh, I'm talking all time.
Yeah, all time.
Top 2 in the league? Yeah, maybe.
Top 3 all time. Johnson, Stockton, Nash. You can't overlook Nash's 2 MVPs.
I'm gonna put Stockton above Johnson.
I'm trying to be unbiased here, but like you do you.
Well, I'm not being unbiased. I think Stock's caught up in my mic cord. I'm not being biased here.
I'm not saying you're biased. I was just saying that's why I didn't put Stockton at top 1.
I think if we're talking true point guard, I think Stockton.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you cannot beat number 1 all time in steals and assists.
Exactly. He was the best teammate to play with, probably.
And I think Karl Malone was the best.
Buckets.
I think Karl Malone was the best teammate for him. Although, imagine if he had played with Dirk.
Would have been over. Would have been over. Mavericks would have had so.
Although that kind of happened with Nash and him, but Nash is not as good as Stockton.
Nash and Dirk also did not get along off the court. I don't
Really?
think. But no, was that Nash and Dirk?
Or Nash and Kidd.
No, it was Dirk and someone, because someone compared Luka and Kristaps' relationship to Dirk and someone.
Jason Terry?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
spicy.
I think.
I think
they got along on the court enough to have good on-court chemistry, but apparently Luka and Kristaps don't get along so well off the court.
Kristaps is just a 7'3" Luka.
with less range.
Yeah, although I don't know. I would say that Kristaps is a better shooter than Luka.
We're not gonna pull up numbers right now.
Okay, yeah, we're not doing that. But I think, in my mind, I see Kristaps as a better shooter than Luka. I see Luka as a better playmaker and just all-around player.
Yeah. I mean, first team All-NBA. It's not easy to do that.
No, it's not.
Unless you're playing at 2K.
I saw Luka on a giant billboard today. That was cool.
That was yesterday.
I'm really tired. I saw Luka on a giant billboard yesterday. That was really cool. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Luka. And then I saw, speaking of big games tonight, Tim Hardaway Jr. dropped 42 points tonight. I have no idea what Luka did because my app didn't tell me.
It's my boy. It's my boy. I love me.
Tim Hardaway. Have you noticed that Tim Hardaway Jr. kind of looks like Kyrie Irving?
You checking that our mics are actually recording?
Yep. Just making sure.
I got that paranoia too, which is it's not as obvious when I look at it.
Yeah. So that happened to me. I was recording with my friend one day, and we got like halfway through the podcast.
It's just in. Logan has friends.
So you're just in it for the podcast, huh?
I'm your cousin, dude.
My mom made me come here.
My mom said, "Go play with your little cousin," and I said, "Do I have to?"
Anyways, so I was recording with a friend, and we got halfway through the podcast, and I looked down.
Was it Jensen?
No, it was his girlfriend that he just broke up with. That's why I was trying to.
Podcast.
No, that's why I didn't specify. I'm gonna cut this out.
Okay.
Give it a 3-second break. Yeah, so I was recording with a friend, and we got halfway through the episode, and I looked over, and I didn't hit record. So we had to restart. So every time I'm recording with this, so every day, I always make sure that I'm recording. Also, we're good.
I wish there was a light on that camera.
Well, it's, you're saying
we're using an iPhone.
Yeah. iPhone's got good quality, man. This isn't sports.
This is not sports at all.
Okay, so what do you think the Warriors are going to do with their pick?
What do you think the Warriors pick is going to be?
It could be top 10. Let's just say it's somewhere in the top.
Could it? Are they
10.
that bad this year?
They are quite bad this year. Do you want to check their standings?
I mean, I know that the Mavericks just absolutely demolished them.
I'm going for that's a big piece. I'm going for a little piece.
NBA standings.
Christian, I think I figured it out. Small bites.
They're in 10th place. I
Are
don't
they?
think they're going to have a lottery pick.
Who's
They're almost. They're only 31 and 32. They're almost a 500 team.
Oh.
If they ball out for the rest of the season, they have a shot at the playoffs.
If they ball out the rest of the season, Steph Curry deserves MVP.
Is Clay back yet?
No.
Is Clay almost back yet?
No. Clay's not coming back this season.
I don't really care. I'm in it for Steph.
I'm honestly, you can hate Steph all you want,
Call
but
me
you can
Flight,
hate
but
him.
I'm here for Steph.
I'm here for Draymond. We're a Draymond fanboy.
I'm here for Iguodala.
Okay, but Iguodala isn't on the Warriors anymore.
Pretty sure he's retired.
Mm-mm. He's on the Heat.
Is he getting minutes?
Barely. Not many.
Okay.
I'm still here for.
Iguodala.
For some reason, I just really like the way Draymond plays.
We all know it's not because of how he plays. This man
Speaks nothing.
This man speaks nothing but hard facts.
But facts. Yeah, no.
Called out the NBA on some BS about hypocriticism.
something like that. But we were like, okay, we're fans of Draymond now, and like he had a 19-12. He had a 19 assist, 12 rebound, 2-point game.
That's a teammate. He's looking out for his teammates. He doesn't care if he gets points.
No, although
he cares about W's.
I saw this video of Draymond where it's like, where's this Draymond Green? And he was hitting step back threes. I'm gonna send you the video.
Oh wait, no. Iggy was the one who played in Philly.
Iggy did play in Philly, yeah.
Did Iggy get to play with Iverson?
Yeah, there's a clip of Allen Iverson throwing Iguodala the nastiest alley oop. He throws it back behind his head, and Iguodala reaches like back here, and he slams it down.
Imagine catching a lob from Allen Iverson. That's the story you tell your kids for the rest of their life.
Yeah, he also dunked on Yao Ming one time.
Iggy?
Mm-hmm. Dude, do you not watch Iguodala highlights?
I don't tend to just randomly look up highlights unless it's baseball, and I haven't done that in forever.
Fair enough. I used to watch basketball highlights religiously when I was like 12.
Can you be honest with me real quick?
Yeah.
Does the hat look stupid?
With that outfit, yes. If you were wearing like shorts and a Tommy Bahama shirt in Hawaii, you'd look less stupid because
Should I go back to Buc-ee's and buy the matching swim trunks?
Follow your impulses, man.
That's very true. It's very true. Gotta stay on brand.
Yep. Check it.
Catch me at Buc-ee's tomorrow morning at 6. Buying swim trunks.
Send me a
and
pic.
drink.
Send me a pic. Send me a pic.
I'm not gonna put them on.
No, that you bought them.
Ah.
I'll put it on the podcast. I'll be like, he did it.
This isn't sports. Oh, no, swimming's a sport. Michael Phelps.
Yeah. Michael Phelps. Ryan Lochte.
Phelps.
Canceled. What's the other chick's name? That she like lapped everybody at the Katie Ledecky?
I didn't know you knew this many swimmers.
Yeah, no, she lapped like everybody at the Olympics.
You know who my favorite swimmer is? Jaws.
Dinner. This isn't the pop culture podcast. Okay, for some reason we always get together when the Olympics are on. Maybe it was just one time.
It was once.
Okay, yeah. Well, it was a big once. It was a family reunion.
We were at some ski lodge. We didn't go skiing. We were just there because it was big enough for our whole family to meet.
Yeah, we're never doing that again. But yeah, I really like the Olympics.
They're fun to watch.
I love feeling my heart with American pride.
What's your favorite event?
I've always really liked track and field and gymnastics.
Okay, so I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am born and raised in Texas. This man must love him some hot weather sports. No. Other than baseball. I love me some Winter Olympic Games.
Skiing
Catch me on the biathlon.
With the shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That is my favorite event.
I really like the half pipe. The bobsled too is fun.
Yo, talk about what's his butt.
Shaun White.
Shaun White, dude.
So pitted.
Dude's a killer.
So pitted.
Dude's a killer. Talk about that one guy slept in, said the F word on live TV, and then won America's first gold of that year.
That's a legend.
Dude. Then someone was like, of course. The kid was like 20. He's like, these younger kids, and they have no work ethic. And it's like, dude, show me your Olympic gold medal.
I actually got to meet a gold medalist. His name was Elliot Sunday, and he was a what's the term for it? He had cancer in his leg, and he has a prosthetic. Is it a Paralympian?
Oh, the Paralympics.
Yeah, he was a Paralympian, and he has a bunch of gold medals, and we got to touch them, and they were huge, and they were heavy. So shout out to Elliot Sunday. That was a fun little conversation that we had. He also skateboards.
Sorry, I've met an Olympic athlete, speed skater.
Was it Apollo Ono?
And I'm trying to remember their name.
That I'm not interested in. I'm kidding.
Jordan Malone. He went to my middle school. He grew up in Denton.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I got to meet MLB pitcher. His name is Jeremy Guthrie.
You mean Jeremy Guthrie?
Yeah. He played for the Orioles, and he's a member of the church.
Really?
Yeah, so he found out where the Mormons were sitting for their church night. They have like a ward night where they go to a baseball game.
One of the wards that goes to my building did that one night, and I was so jealous. I was so upset.
Yeah, who just randomly decides that? Is the bishop like a really big baseball? They're like, let's just go to a baseball game.
No, it's whoever the youth leader is.
Oh, that's the youth leader. Well, I'm gonna be the best youth leader of all time. We're gonna be going to baseball games every night.
Speaking of current players in the ward, members of the church, Taysom Hill, quarterback, New Orleans Saints. At least I'm pretty sure.
I know.
Pretty sure.
There is a player on the Bucks that served a mission. His name is Sam Merrill.
I thought it was gonna be like Pat Connaughton. He's the whitest man on the Bucks.
No, Sam Merrill is the whitest man on the Bucks. But anyway, so he went to Utah, obviously BYU. He's a shooter, but he's so far had a better career than Jimmer Fredette because he hasn't been as hyped. Anyways, they said he's like 24, 20-something, and they were talking about how he made the league after serving 2 years somewhere, and I was like, oh, that's a mission. So I found out that he served a mission. I thought that was cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Jabari Parker on the Bucks. Celtics, my bad. And I think that's it. Is Zach Wilson a member, or does he just look like he is?
I have no clue. It's a question for Zach Wilson.
Hey, Zach Wilson, if you're listening to this, if
First
you
of all,
are so
amazing.
inclined to share.
Congrats on getting the second overall pick.
Yeah.
I really hope you can turn the Jets franchise around.
We're praying for you.
And if
intended.
if the first 2 years nothing's happening,
Go to the
Get out
Patriots.
there.
Go to the Patriots. We'll take you. We love our white quarterbacks. Tom Brady.
You got Cam Newton.
Tom Brady, the past like 20 years. We've only had one quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Do you think Tom Brady's going to make his way back to the Super Bowl that next year?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Patriots. I was like, no way. I think he could. I'd like to see. Like the Packers like prove themselves without Aaron Rodgers because it sounds like he's not coming back.
I mean, he doesn't want to, but he might have to.
Heck, if I were a team and I had money, I'd throw it at him. That's Aaron Rodgers. That's one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
One of the best quarterbacks to only have 2 Super Bowls. He actually might only have 1. I don't know.
I remember watching the one that I remember watching one of them. And that was when Clay Matthews was.
They were forever ago.
Yeah, I was like 7.
Because I didn't start. The first Super Bowl I watched was Super Bowl 50 between the Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. And everyone was like, Panthers are going to win. They went 15-1 for the season. Cam Newton is unstoppable. And then Peyton Manning and his foot-long forehead said, watch this.
We're not going to talk about the Patriots' perfect season, and they lost to Eli Manning.
Yo, if it weren't for Eli Manning and Nick Foles, Tom Brady would be 10-0 in Super Bowls.
Dang, you're right.
I am right.
That's wild.
Because Eli beat him twice.
Imagine losing to the lesser Manning twice. No disrespect to Eli Manning. You're a G, but like...
I mean, thanks. Thanks, Eli. As a Patriot hater myself.
Speaking of haters, we're going to the bathroom in the Rangers game. And this kid comes out right to my face. I don't even think he knew I was there. He goes, that's a W.
That's a W.
That's a W.
W.
And I looked at him, I was like, okay.
And I'm just back there like, yeah, it is a W.
And, well, I said that too. I said that too, but I was like, I guess he didn't really understand my situation.
I hope he's really not one of our 3 listeners.
If you are, good game. Freak you.
W.
That's an L. I
hand that L to yourself.
It only bothered me because I wasn't bothered by the loss. I was just there to have a good time.
What I was bothered by, and even as a Rangers fan, there was this one guy. We were walking into the shop where the big merch shop in center field. This one guy was walking through the crowd. What was he going? Let's go Rangers! Red Sox suck.
I was like,
and he's screaming it at the top of his lungs, and that guy just really, really hates Boston. He had a little too much to drink.
It gave me a good chuckle. Because I walked right next to him and I almost said, "Yeah, it happened." Well, I think I did say, "Yeah, it happens."
You should have said, look at the records though. Look at the standings. You should have come back with check those standings.
Hey, yo, how's that World Series coming?
Hey, we don't talk about that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
We don't talk about 2010. We don't talk about 2011. And
Oh,
all the seasons
back
after
to back.
That. Yeah,
Back to back.
yeah, we went back to back.
I didn't know that. Was that against the Cardinals too?
Lost in 5 to the Giants and then lost in 7 to the
Oh
Cardinals.
yeah, because the Giants had that like even year thing going. They're like every year that's even, we win a.
Well, yeah, because it went Giants, Cardinals, Giants, Cardinals. No, it went Giants, Cardinals, Giants,
Right.
Red Sox.
Red Sox. Was that 2013?
Yes.
I didn't realize that the Giants were so good earlier in the century.
Yeah, it's called a decade.
Century. We're in the 20th.
They weren't good. They weren't good till the 2010s. So it's the decade.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm just.
And now they're not bad.
Now that we're in a new decade, I'm so out of sync.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I lived my whole life in that decade. Well, most of my life in that decade.
This is my 3rd decade on Earth.
This is my same. 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. This is the 3rd decade we've lived in. LeBron is one of very few people that have played in 3 different decades. LeBron, Chris Paul, Paul Pierce just missed it. Vince Carter.
Played in 4.
Vince Carter. Oh my god.
Oh, Carter's played through 4. Carter started in the 90s, didn't he?
Oh shoot, he has played in 4. The 90s, 2000s, 2010s. He retired last year.
Okay.
His last game was in the pandemic, so he hit 2020.
All right.
So that's crazy. Because I think he got drafted before Paul Pierce. Or maybe it was the same draft. I don't remember. But I don't.
Okay, so we're not going to talk much about the live stream, but Paul Pierce a G for doing what he did.
Did you see what he did after? After ESPN fired him? And he was just chilling in a weed farm.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce just didn't care. Like,
he has the money to not care.
Fair enough. I wish I had the money to not care. This shirt's gonna make me a millionaire.
They don't understand that.
We talked about it in the last. Oh wait.
That one's we're posting that one after this one.
My timelines are messed up, but yeah, this shirt's gonna make me a millionaire.
Go watch the other Follow Your Impulses podcast episode
to understand that reference.
They'll both be on YouTube.
Fair enough.
On Follow Your Impulses.
Yeah, Follow Your Impulses on YouTube. Right. I'll advertise the crap out of it on my Instagram because you know how I am, shamelessly plugging.
I'll plug as well because I haven't been doing a good job of that.
Nobody's been doing a good job of that but me.
Hey, I help us plug in comment sections.
Fair enough. You posted on about Steve Nash only retiring like so recently. I saw that. I was like, how can I
turn this into a plug?
And I couldn't think of anything. Not
as recently as the next episode of
Follow Your Impulses.
The last episode of Follow Your Impulses came out. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking of like, oh, I don't know, but we could talk about that on our podcast.
I thought Steve Nash retired like before 2010s.
No, he retired in 2013 because they had that super team.
Wild to me.
Yeah, no, they had a super team with Dwight, Kobe, and Steve Nash, and it was crazy. The Lakers have multiple times snagged a center from the Magic to pair with Kobe Bryant. They've done it twice.
Yo, okay.
Which
thrice?
If I had a nickel for every time that happened,
no,
I'd have 2 nickels.
Thrice?
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
Did they have Dwight Howard? Did they ever have Dwight Howard?
The Lakers?
Yeah.
The Lakers had Dwight Howard twice.
Then that makes it thrice.
No, because Kobe didn't play when Dwight Howard went to there. So,
interesting.
Yeah, it happened twice where a Magic center went to. Although, did Dwight play for the Rockets before? No, because he played from 20. So he left from the Lakers to the Rockets.
Yeah.
Dang. Those are some weird Dwight seasons, man.
Where is he now?
He's in Philly.
He's in Philly?
Yeah. He might be able to do some good mentoring for Joel.
It's true. If Joel cares. I feel like Joel's the guy that says I don't need a mentor.
I feel like Joel's a student of the game. But he would only take lessons from somebody like Hakeem Olajuwon, or like he would like bring Wilt Chamberlain back from the dead to be like, yo.
Julius. I feel like he'd listen to Julius.
Irving?
Yeah.
I could see that.
I see it because it's another Sixers legend.
Charles Barkley. He probably thinks Charles is a joke.
Yeah. Chuck, if you're listening, you're not a joke, and we love you.
My mom loves you. That's not even a joke. That's like my mom legitimately is
We
like.
saw Jason Varitek.
I saw Jason Varitek today. Well, we saw Jason Varitek, but I was freaking out because I was like, "Who's the chubby guy next to Vasquez?" And he turns around and I see Varitek 33, and I went, "That's Jason Varitek," and I was like so happy. My family loves that man, and
We all love that man because he did the one thing
nobody else did,
he punched A-Rod in the face.
and rightfully so. He deserved it.
A-Rod, since you've retired from the Yankees, you're actually not a bad guy.
He dated J-Lo. That's pretty cool.
He was married to J-Lo.
For a bit.
J-Lo collects rings like Thanos.
We've already talked about this.
On the podcast?
Yep. But
Welcome back to the Deja Vu cast.
so Jason Varitek is the only catcher to win a Little League World Series and a College World Series, an MLB World Series, and I think there was like one more.
Put some respect on my boy Buster Posey right now.
Did he do that too?
Little League World Series, College World Series, Baseball World Classic.
Dude. Oh yeah, that was one of them too.
World Series.
So I guess Buster Posey is just Jason Varitek 2.0.
And he's retiring after this season.
But did he punch A-Rod in the face?
No, he did not.
Boom. Gotcha. Jason Varitek was always one of my
But
favorite.
even after punching A-Rod in the face, he still does not compare to Pudge Rodriguez.
No, okay.
Pudge
For
is
some
on a whole
reason,
other level.
I had a newfound respect for Pudge Rodriguez this year. Today.
It's that pizza.
It was the pizza. Pudge's pizza, man. No, I think it was just like there was this mural that like showed all of his accomplishments, and I was like, man, I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was like
scary.
I used to play with him in MLB The Show 07 or 04. And the man, I was a huge fan of Pudge Rodriguez as a kid. It was cool to see him again. Not in person, but like a giant mural. Saw Nolan Ryan's statue. That was cool.
I didn't take you up to see the Pudge bobblehead. That'll be for next time.
There's going to be a next time, folks.
Yeah, come down for your birthday. We'll go watch the Rangers beat
the
Yankees.
No, the only team I want to see beat the Yankees is the Red Sox.
Come on, the Rangers hate the Yankees almost as much as the Red Sox do.
It's just not the same. I'm saving my Yankees trip for a special time against the Red Sox.
Me, you, trip to New York.
I will die.
Because
you know I'll wear all my Red Sox stuff.
Protect you.
No.
I'll protect you.
Those Yankees fans.
I will protect
Now,
you.
I cannot say that we wouldn't do the same thing. But
Okay,
they were
John.
sucking so bad, they were chucking stuff on the field.
We'll hit up John Boy.
And it wasn't the first time they did it.
I know.
Do you remember when they called A-Rod out in the 2004 ALCS?
Yeah, for slapping the ball out of the pitcher's hand.
On purpose, yeah. Bronson Arroyo. Cool
Yeah,
dude.
A-Rod, but I love you as a broadcaster.
They started chucking stuff on the field. I was like, yo.
Why?
Red Sox fans would never. They would never chuck stuff on the field.
would.
They would berate
would.
people. Oh,
They would.
but they haven't yet.
They haven't yet. They haven't needed to yet, but they would.
No, we've had plenty of opportunities to chuck stuff on the field. Believe me.
No, because the Aaron Boone walk-off home run happened in New York.
But they wouldn't chuck stuff. They would just relentlessly boo you.
I feel like there'd be people throwing stuff off the Green Monster.
I feel like Aaron Boone. Well, yeah, but also people get drunk really easily at Fenway games.
Boston's are lightweights. That's not true. Bostonians.
Do not mess with the Irish. Yeah, but all in all, it was a great experience. I wasn't like first off, the park was beautiful. The dome was closed.
Yeah, it's been real stormy here in Texas recently.
Wicked storm.
Wicked
storm.
stormy.
There was this dude that pulled out a fake Boston accent at the. He was mocking us.
I was mad.
I was so offended.
I do a fake Boston accent,
But you do it out of respect.
but I do it out of respect for the city of Boston and its residents.
And also, you have ties.
And I've got ties to Boston.
Your father
And I love me some Big Papi.
and.
Love me some Big Papi.
But the guy was like, he said something, and I was like, okay, he's fine. And then he said the cliche tourist.
I gotta park the car.
And have it yet.
Come on, if you're gonna fake a Boston accent, you don't go straight to park the car.
Yeah, we only say that.
Lead up to park the car. You gotta bring that up. You know. What was I saying? You gotta bring it up organically, like I parked the car out back or something. But you gotta bring it up later in conversation.
You can stop now.
No, I can't.
Okay. I can't stop. But anyways, then we met another guy from Boston.
This guy was for real. He was from Worcester.
He said and we said it. He said it first off. He said it right and unprompted.
Yeah. What was a little prompted?
I mean, I said that I was from the Worcester area, and he's like, oh yeah, my grandma's from Worcester.
Lying about where you're from again? No, I'm just kidding.
I said Worcester area. Worcester area. Area?
Get lost in the Worcestershire sauce.
I wasn't really too familiar with the Boston accent when I moved back to Massachusetts. So I was in third grade.
And then you realized.
I was in third grade. And my teacher was explaining some concept. And she's like, well, it's just to get a good idea of what's going on. And I went,
idea?
What? Idea? And so my mom and I are driving on the highway. And I just randomly go, Mom, why did my teacher say idea?
Logan, we're in Boston.
That's what she said. She's like, Logan, we're in Massachusetts. That's the accent. And I was like, what the heck? And then this reminds me of another time. My mom has a friend, and their last name was Clark. And so she's like, Mom, why does my teacher say Clark? So I almost said her full name, but I don't.
We don't dox people here.
No, not yet.
Logan Troop lives in
Fitchburg. Leominster.
Leominster.
I might do a video, but it's already been done. But I might be like, hey, I'll ask my friends, be like, do you guys want to like name Boston towns in Massachusetts?
You gotta pull up Worcester, Leominster. What's that other one?
Haverhill, Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester.
Scituate. I think there's a place called Cochituate, but I may be wrong. And then I might pull up that long lake name. It's like lake.
No one can pronounce that. No one can pronounce that. Except for that one guy, but no one can pronounce that.
And then there's Springfield's easy. Ashburnham's easy. There's a couple places. There's a couple weird places in Boston. Lowell. It's
pretty easy. It looks normal spelled.
This is the one that gets a lot of people is Peabody, because people say Peabody. Peabody. Yeah.
I mean, it's spelled Peabody. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, yeah, but also it's spelled. It's spelled.
Mr. Peabody and Sherman? No.
It's Peabody and Sherman, which is a really good TV show.
Really good. The movie was pretty good too. I was surprisingly entertained. This is not the pop culture cast.
No.
We veered way off sports.
We're talking about sports.
Back in the Mass area, the Celtics, they exist.
And they suck.
The Bruins are doing pretty good. Oh, no. I'm going to do it.
Just a little bit at a time. It's so good.
Yeah, it tastes fantastic.
Get yourself some ghost pepper jerky. This is what I imagine like.
We're going to have to end this podcast soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another sports podcast.
Oh, my goodness.
And we're going to be in pain for a bit. Thank you all for tuning in.
Hold on. Follow us on Twitter at Impulse Sporting. We will post videos and pictures from our game.
Follow us on TikTok at Follow Your Impulses. We will post funny clips from here, like us being in pain. Follow us on Instagram, Follow Your Impulses, and YouTube, Follow Your Impulses.
If you want to add me on PlayStation, you got PlayStation at RX Bagel. That's my gamer tag.
And if you want me on TikTok, or if you want my Xbox, just DM me. Okay. All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.